In this video, we're going to discuss Assessment Task 2 assignment from the Body Transformation Cluster. Now, compared to some of the other assessment tasks, this task is quite straightforward. You're required to research 2 techniques or strategies that have been used successfully with personal trainers. The strategies must be ones that you would implement and are within your skill set. So to explain that point, within your skill set, you can't look at implementing a strategy such as massaging clients if you are not trained as a massage therapist. So it's got to be within your skill set. So you're looking at 2 strategies. Now you can either research these strategies on the internet, or you can look at strategies that personal trainers have implemented, or personal trainers that have trained you have implemented. And again, the strategies and techniques can be quite broad. They can be strategies to help training, accountability, motivation, education, or support. So some examples might be in relation to accountability. They might use diaries with their clients. They might do other things like phone their clients overnight to see how their session's gone that morning. For motivation and training, they might do something special at the end of every session. Like at the end of every session, they might play a game with their clients that involves fun and activity. For education, a strategy or technique they might educate them on a different thing each week and give them some required reading. So as you can see, the techniques and strategies are quite broad. So in part 2 of this assignment, insert 4 in fitness, you're going to be training a client. So what you need to do is, with this client, you need to implement the techniques that you've discussed in part 1. So you need to implement both techniques with this client. So your 2 techniques, again, one might be playing a game at the end of each session. One might be providing them with education each week. You need to implement both of these strategies. Again, these are just examples I've thrown up. So there's lots of different options. So you need to implement both of these techniques with the client, and then you need to discuss in part 2 how effective they were. So for this assessment task, you basically will be completing it by answering questions. So for part 1, 50 words here for technique or strategy 1, 50 words for technique or strategy 2. And for part 2 of the assignment, you need to do a 100-word summary of how effective the strategies were. So again, that's not 100 words for each one. This is a 100-word summary that's going to include information on the effectiveness of both strategies or techniques.